Hello, everyone. This is Greg Smalley here on Pod 366, a Weird Movies podcast. And today I am joined by, as usual, by Giles Edwards.
Hello, everyone.
And also today we're going to have a little bit of a surprise guest. It is a chatbot, not ChatGPT, but a cheap knockoff, although he wouldn't appreciate being called that, named ChatSonic, who's mostly used to write ad copy, it seems. But ChatSonic, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi there. My name is ChatSonic and I'm an AI chatbot. I'm here to help you explore different philosophical concepts and theories. I use natural language processing and machine learning technology to answer questions accurately and informatively. I'm here to help you expand your knowledge and understanding of philosophy.
Well, you could select different personalities for the chatbot, and nothing really. I think the entertainment one is premium, so I selected the philosopher.
Okay, I was wondering. I was hoping that was the standard, the default.
Standard random response from the chatbot. Nope, that was me. I just wanted to give that context to people. So we're going to talk about new releases as always. Up top, there are a couple that I'm just going to mention that aren't all that important, and we may get into later down the road. One is the Berlin Film Festival is going on, and although there are about 3 titles there that are weird, none of them were particularly inspiring to me. We will look for them when they come out. One was a postmodern adaptation of Oedipus Rex, which was described, as difficult and challenging. Never,
Unlike the original, that was
yeah.
just smooth, easy read. I remember.
It's not something I like to hear in a description necessarily. That hey, this movie's challenging. Sounds like a good time. They can be good, they can be good movies, but just when you put that up front, it kind of scares me. Second one is a sort of horror-ish movie by Jennifer Reeder, who did Knives and Skin, which, as I recall, Giles was not particularly fond of, although it was definitely a weird movie, and I was kind of meh about. But this movie will definitely get some, I don't have the name, it'll definitely get some distribution. It's got Alicia Silverstone as probably the big draw in it. And not getting as good reviews as Knives and Skin, which isn't promising since we didn't like Knives and Skin all that much. And then the third movie, I've totally forgotten the name and synopsis of, but I know there is a third movie out there that's somewhat weird, and I think it's one of those generic type of European art house movies, maybe from Poland. There seem to be a lot of Polish movies playing there this year. So, that's stuff that may pop up on our radar later. Then the other thing is more of interest is this is a film that's going to be debuting March 31st. It's Quentin Dupieux's latest, which is, oh my gosh, I forgot the name already. It's about smoking superheroes, though, who dress like the Power Rangers in their Shell's perked up at the mention of smoking.
Well, it's just there are so few smoking role models for the kids these days.
Yeah, smoking superheroes. I think it's called Thank You for Coughing.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a Depew title and translation, certainly.
Yeah. And that I knew that was already out. That played at Cannes last year. It's coming to America, so they just dropped a new trailer for it. The American distributor, who is Magnet, and has distributed a lot of Dupieux's movies.
Well, there seem to be a lot. He's, I'd say, prolific.
Oh yeah, he's like, he does two a year, easily, sometimes more. So it's easy to get lost. What's your favorite Dupieux movie, Giles?
Oh, me? Probably the one I saw at Fantasia. Is it You Won't Believe This, or Oh gosh, this is terrible.
The time travel one, right?
I got I don't even know how to spell his name. Here, Depew. Let me get this. Incredible but true.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
time travel one.
yeah, that one really was a great combination of very bizarre but a whole lot of fun, not challenging.
Yeah.
But rather you could just sit back and enjoy it. And it even had a kind of a cutesy wrap up that served it well, which is a hard stunt to pull off.
Yeah, yeah. Depew's movies are not challenging. I mean, they might be challenging to like mainstream movie fans who aren't used to it, but they're
Yeah, it depends upon how much you really feel you need to know.
yeah,
Because with his, if you just let them happen, then I think they're all very contained and consistent within themselves, and that's more than enough for me.
yeah, and they're comedies, so
And that helps a whole lot.
they're just gags, surreal gags, but gags nonetheless. The movie is named "Smoking Causes Coughing," and let's ask ChatSonic maybe to give us some information on smoking causes coughing. So hold on while I ask it. ChatSonic, can you give me information on the upcoming movie Smoking Causes Coughing? Whoops. See, it's hard to do this. ChatSonic, can you give me information? One more time. ChatSonic, can you give me information on the upcoming movie Smoking Causes Coughing? And here, it's a she. She's thinking about it right now.
Mm.
But she'll come up with some good stuff, I'm sure.
Oh, I have no doubts.
Oh, she's having trouble with this one.
Any other semi-obscure European directors you want to throw in her direction? Ah. No wonder she had trouble. Here she comes.
I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with the movie you mentioned. However, I can provide you with information on the effects of smoking. Studies have shown that smoking can cause coughing, wheezing, and difficulty breathing. It can also increase the risk of lung cancer, heart disease, and stroke. Additionally, smoking can lead to long-term health problems such as coughing, asthma, and bronchitis.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, let's get to the regular ones I had planned for covering. What can you see it, Giles?
I see. Oh, there. Yep, I see it
Describe
now.
what you see to the audience who isn't on YouTube.
In front of me, I see a widescreen shot centered in it within what looks like a door frame kind of setup with maybe a garage or kitchen in the foreground. But dead center, there's a floating guy, I presume, in a sort of knockoff astronaut outfit with a helmet with a cracked visor. And it looks like an array of either strangely dressed people or maybe mannequins or just masks in the background, observing the quaint fact that this body is levitating maybe a yard above the ground.
Very good description. Oh, yeah, that would be a still from the upcoming feature Linoleum, which has a plot about a satellite crashing into an Ohio home. Dad decides to refashion the wreck into his own personal spaceship. And it's described sort of as a mind-bending yet heartwarming type of family-friendly weird movie. Definitely, I think it sounds weirder than that sort of family-friendly tag may lead you.
Yeah, I was intrigued. The trailer definitely leaned heavily into the feel-good family kind of thing with a semi-burnt out father husband guy, finding new purpose and achieving great things due to a series of bizarre starting challenges. I noticed rather quickly they wheeled out the Wes Anderson font immediately for this. So I'm guessing they know their audience and looked at the IMDb picture of the director, and definitely looks like someone who grew up with a lot of Wes Anderson viewing under his belt. So that, I think, is possibly promising. I quite like Wes Anderson, and if this is in, shall we say, quirky, is how I'm going to guess that this movie is going to pan out.
You know, people, I've read multiple reviews compare it to Donnie Darko, which is probably not in tone, but probably just there's some kind of a plot twist, something in there that reminds people of Donnie Darko, and that's also what leads me to believe it's going to be something somewhat weird. The sort of a curious thing about it is that it stars Jim Gaffigan, who is well known as a clean comedian, sort of, you know, a guy that evangelicals can take their kids to hear jokes. Although he's, you know, he's not, you know, I don't want to give the idea, but he's a comedian that doesn't swear, so he's a
right, and avoids adult situations.
Yeah. So definitely interesting casting there. It's going to scare weird movie fans off, maybe. And yet it was, I should point out that a reader suggested that we review it in our reader suggestion queue on 366weirdmovies.com. Be sure to visit daily. So I typed, rather than trying to go through speaking to this chatbot, I typed in the question to him, ChatSonic, what do you think of the upcoming movie Linoleum? And here's ChatSonic's response.
I'm not familiar with the movie Linoleum, but I can tell you that many philosophical theories are explored in films and other forms of art. For example, the idea of free will versus determinism is often explored in films, as well as questions about the meaning of life and our place in the universe.
Chatbot, ChatSonic, insightful as always.
See, that's your problem, Greg. You chose the book nerd personality, and we needed the film nerd personality.
Well, the film nerd personality.
Oh, it's premium, yeah.
Premium. Let me see. How do I get? Do you see the screen?
My screen still has the floating.
Your screen still has the floating guy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not on my screen, but.
Oh, okay.
You see a new one?
I do. I see a lot of pink and angles.
Yeah. It's even got the name on there.
And the title, Give Me Pity.
Give Me Pity. Now, Giles, you didn't see this when it was at Fantasia, I think.
You are right. And I did vaguely recollect that, oh yeah, it was screening. And the reason I didn't see it fell down to one of two likely explanations. One, it may have conflicted with something that may have seemed more pressing. And the other, sort of tying in with that, is oftentimes the synopses given at Fantasia, and I'm going to guess it's not just a Fantasia issue, don't necessarily reveal the best nature of a film, at least in regards to what we're looking for vis-a-vis strange movies. So I can see this from the further description I read today that, oh, okay, this could easily have been conveyed as something just kind of moving, or not heartwarming, but, you know, a melodrama or some such thing that would have been, oh, okay, no, thank you.
Did you catch the trailer?
There was the clip, right?
There's a trailer, a full.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw the minute clip thing, which involved part of the performance, I believe.
Okay. Well, the trailer shows you it is indeed going to be a weird movie. It is sort of, the concept is it's a one-woman TV special that I guess gradually turns nightmarish and psychedelic as it goes on. And you can see a lot of that in the trailer, which will be on our website, or you can simply, look it up on YouTube. it seems like it's definitely going to be weird, definitely going to be another of those movies that sort of mines the 80s VHS aesthetic, which is very still, kind of trendy thing to do right now. But there's a lot of fun in that type of visual style, and a lot of
that was big visuals. So yeah, always room to play around in that.
a lot of upcoming filmmakers are messing with that aesthetic, and this is another one. And so hopefully we will get to see that. It's not going to be playing, it's going to be playing at Alamo draft houses and not even at every Alamo draft house, but that looks like one that's going to be a VOD special for us to check out.
Yeah.
I can ask Chatbot what she thinks of it.
Oh, I know why I didn't see it.
Why?
It was at the tertiary theater that I never really go to once.
Yeah.
So 6 p.m. on Friday with 2 other films competing with it. So
now, if she takes a long time to answer, we will know that she hasn't seen the movie. And she hasn't seen any movie because she's just a computer program and not a real person. Let's see. While we're waiting for her to answer, I'll put up the next slide. This will be probably another one that ChatSonic didn't catch. It hasn't been released yet. Okay, here's ChatSonic's response.
I'm afraid I can't provide any opinions on the upcoming movie Give Me Pity. However, I'm a big fan of philosophical movies that explore the complexities of human existence, such as The Matrix, Inception, and Ex Machina. These films provide thought-provoking messages about the meaning of life and the power of the human mind.
That's nice to know. Previously, I tested out ChatSonic, and I will say she had seen the movie Linoleum in a previous incarnation.
well, I imagine when you're sifting through such vast quantities of information that she has access to, things might occasionally slide out of consciousness.
Yeah. She also wanted to talk about the metaphorical meaning of linoleum as a surface.
Oh, I'd be fascinated to hear that.
Well, there's plenty of time. So let me ask old ChatSonic, what is the metaphorical meaning of linoleum? That's an odd way for me to phrase it. Maybe it'll give her an odd response.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're seeing another slide up there, right?
Yes. Welcome to the post-apocalypse.
All right. Well, we'll discuss that as soon as ChatSonic gets back to me about linoleum. Wow, she's really thinking hard on it.
Oh my.
Anyway, so what we see is up on the screen is FP4EVs, which is the sequel to the FP, sequel to a movie that was made in, I think, 2011 or 2012. 2011. So
yes, I did some reading up on this, and as the title here, FP4EVs suggests, this is actually the 4th film in the FP franchise.
are you kidding me?
I am not, because I checked out the director's back catalog, having read our site's review, and he apparently explored the themes established in the first one twice more before this latest incarnation.
I totally missed the FP2 and 3. I was not the hugest fan of the original, the FP. It's another one that's 80s nostalgia. sort of a direct-to-video style that they're mocking there. Maybe a good dose of trauma in the format, in the formula there.
And also tapping into the Dance Dance Revolution thing.
Yes.
So a bit 80s, 90s thing going on, or
maybe that's why, part of why I didn't get it. I wasn't really familiar with that. And also I thought that, I didn't think that that was an 80s thing. I thought that
no, that was definitely a 90s thing, which I missed until it was explained to me that DDR in this context didn't stand for Demokratische Deutsche Republik, but for the popular, mall console thing where you stomp around on your feet under the guidance of falling arrows.
The Linoleum question broke ChatSonic. She had no response. Didn't even think about it, just simply was totally blank and has been blank again. And then, so she's way behind, and I mean, we haven't even got to the FP4Fs. FP4Fs, it's going to be light. It's going to be an easy watch.
Brief too, I should suspect.
Yeah.
Hopefully, well, I guess suspect and hope.
I just don't know how much 80s camp we can take.
Oh, well, I bet we haven't seen nearly the end of it.
No,
by a long shot.
I think it's about time for the 90s to start,
I'd agree with you, but having had my formative years at that time, I remember there was a lot of just really nothing doing because everything was great because we won and were awesome. And so it was just kind of crashing through until the whole, I guess, maybe the election thing with the Supreme Court involvement.
Yeah, I think 90, but I grew up in the 80s and, I knew, growing up that 80s nostalgia would eventually roll around. I wasn't really looking forward to it. I was did not enjoy the 80s, hated the music, hated the fashion, hated the pop culture, could not for the life of me see what good people would find in the 80s looking back on it. But now, some of it's not bad. They did take that, that VHS and the grainy style and the little errors, the horizontal hold thing and the static you would get.
And yeah, also as 80s also had that, it was pre-ubiquitous telephone era too, which I, as much as I can be, being my age, am nostalgic about.
Actual telephones, not
yeah, they often sat on your desk, or if you were well-heeled, you had one in your car.
You could pick it up and talk right into it. And payphones, yeah.
Yes, I remember I always had a quarter wandering around in case I needed to make a telephone call.
Those were great. ChatSonic is broken though.
Oh.
So our guest has left the building.
Can she be rebooted, or?
I'm going to see. I'm going to ask her still to go back and describe the symbolic meaning of linoleum, not the psychedelic meaning of linoleum. See if she responds. Give her a second. At any rate, so I think we don't need to say really anything more about the FP. There were a lot of fans of the original. I mean, they made 4 sequels after all. So people may want to check that out, and it might be good.
Oh, and this is intriguing. Yeah, the IMDb ratings, the FP first one 5.4, second one 5.7, and then I'm wondering what happened with the third one, 8.3.
Oh, wow. They're getting better and better, obviously.
This is going to knock us out of the park.
ChatSonic not responding. Not interested in our conversation at all.
Well, she's got loftier
Yeah.
notions to contemplate, I'm sure.
I've never been, sort of ghosted by intelligence before. This is the first. Well, you can see the next movie that's up here, Giles.
Yep, Calvaire. Calvaire.
Calvaire.
Yeah.
I think many of our viewers, readers / may have seen this one. It's from 2004. It has been restored, is being re-released to theaters. I presume a Blu-ray release is going to follow because it's from Yellow Veil Pictures, who did the latest Gaspar Noé movie. Well, not the latest one, but the what's the one with all the strobing?
Ether.
Flux, yes, yeah.
I reviewed it. I should remember.
So they did the release of that one, so I expect them to do this one as well. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty much a torture porn movie, but certainly a very weird one. It's about a sort of very shy singer who has a lot of older female fans, and he finds himself trapped in a remote village somewhere in France or Belgium or something where there are no women, and he becomes trapped there and undergoes the torments of the title. And it was definitely a weird movie. There's at least one scene in there that's stuck in my mind. Scene in a tavern. Giles, have you seen Calvaire?
I have not. I did a little bit of reading. Certainly, was it Terry McSorley's review?
It was Pamela DeGraff.
DeGraff, excuse me. Sorley did FFP. That's right, I think. Anyway, yes, I read Pamela DeGraff's review, and she gave what seemed a thorough blow-by-blow of the string of nasty things that happened to, I'm guessing, that small fella kind of kneeling in the rubble there on the poster, and indicated that no, she seemed less inclined to think it was worth elevating.
Yeah, no, I don't think many people in our orbit actually liked it. The reader comments were not positive for a large extent. However, the movie has stuck around for 20 years. And although I can't say I liked it, I also can't say I've ever forgotten it. And it's in that new French Extremity movement from which Gaspar Noé is probably the only remaining proponent of that style.
Actually, that I'm reminded from the Fantasia research, there is another film that came out that is, shall we say, art house torture porn. I think it may also be Belgian. I think it's Megalomaniac. Yes, Megalomaniac. If you liked Calvaire, you should check out Megalomaniac. Directed by Karim Welhaj.
It's in a kind of group of movies that include High Tension, which was very suspenseful but conventional, and what's the other movie I'm thinking of? Martyrs, which I didn't see. But though, yeah, people who are into New French Extremity know all those movies. Irreversible is probably which we discussed last week, is probably the most famous movie from that movement, if a movement it was. But so if you live in a city with an art house repertory theater, you may be able to catch this. Otherwise, I strongly suspect it's coming to Blu-ray shortly after the re-release. And so I'll move on to the last title we're going to cover. I don't have the list of movies up. Giles, do you know what we're looking at?
It's the Silent Avant Garde collection. It is 21 Avant Garde films from the silent era. I actually recognize that still. I can't remember the title for that, but I have seen that.
9413, the story of a Hollywood extra. I think it's something very similar to that. I don't have the list of movies up.
What's that?
I don't have the list of movies up in front of me. I know some of the movies I reviewed most of these movies because there's a large overlap with a previous collection from Flickr Alley called Masterworks of Avant Garde Film. This one that we're looking at is probably the best or second best of the collection, and it's really almost a narrative film, as I recall.
Yeah, it's got a whole lot of being silent and all, relying heavily on clever visual, but it is a straightforward, followable story about this guy who is pictured here with the mask, who wants to get into the movie making life as a star and fails at so doing, with a tragic end following that. So but a lot of neat little effects things going on with it. Oh, here are the films. $24 Island, Eisenstein Mexican footage, Anemic Cinema, Pas de Deux, Vorkapish montage sequences, A Bronx Morning, Look Park, Life and Death of 9413, Honda, Return to Reason, Manhattan, Ballet Mécanique, Hearts of Age, Escape, New York, New York, The Eclipse, Tangafe, and The Enchanted City, all adding up to, looks like about 3 hours.
It's worth noting that a couple of those are actually, I mean, most of them are from the 20s in the real silent era. A couple of them are actually from later. I think there's even one as late as the 2000s.
Yeah, Tangafe looks like, well, it's got 3 dates, so I'm kind of curious what that may mean. Look Park is from 73, but other than that, it's 20s through 30s kinds of things.
I'll say probably this one is definitely a big one, and Ballet Mécanique is the other one. There's a another Marcel Duchamp film in there as well. I noticed Ballet Mécanique is not Marcel Duchamp, although he was in it or involved with it. It's Man Ray, I think, and it's a very when you think of the avant-garde, that's the kind of movie you think of, with a lot of edits and very simple kind of tricks and kaleidoscope, very simple visual tricks that were extremely novel and advanced then, and have since become commonplace, partially because they were so effective in this movie. So it's a great movie for, and the whole collection is great for people who are interested in the history of cinema and the development of cinema. And most of them are short, so you can enjoy them. If you get tired of them, press pause, go away, do something else, come back, and catch it later.
Yeah, my only concern about this set is easily solved by muting it. It seems they got a bunch of contemporary avant-garde musicians to make totally new scores for most or all of these, and I have long thought that that's risky business, but seeing as they were silent films to start with, one can just opt not to listen, presuming and my fears are grounded.
On the contrary, that's one of the most exciting aspects of the set to me, is to hear the new music that they've composed for it.
And I'd check it out. This concern mostly stems from my rather bad experience the first time I saw Meshes of the Afternoon, which had a post facto score latched onto it that almost totally turned me off from the movie.
It's a Tejo Ito score, which is, and I love that score. I absolutely.
I'll never say I'm right about this opinion, but
I
it's the one I
understand.
have.
You know, avant-garde classical music is not for everyone, but it seems to, you know, be the perfect match for avant-garde silent film. So
Yeah, it's probably not going to stop me from maybe even buying this, because Kino does good work and obviously care about what they're, you know, have in their hands.
yeah, and that's it for the I should mention the trailer is on our site for this as well, and it's a really well done trailer that makes these movies look really exciting.
Yes, I was like,
there's a lot of bullet.
Yeah, it's at least probably a couple dozen. Yeah,
makes it look like a Schwarzenegger movie, but it's a really well done trailer, especially if you know something about the films.
Yeah.
That you're looking at. If not, you know, you may be sucked into something that's good for you, thinking it's going to be super exciting. I think we only have 2 minutes left, and our ChatSonic is broken.
Well, as long as that's the only guest we break, I think that's probably for the best.
I did test ChatSonic out before I came here, and I twice asked ChatSonic for its favorite restaurant recommendation.
Oh, yeah.
So even though she can't talk to us, I can relay the results of her answers to that question. First time I did it, her answer was, I can recommend bracket restaurant name close bracket, which is, and then a bunch of generic ad copy about how diverse the menu was and the second time I asked, ChatSonic claimed her hometown was Los Angeles, which, you know, maybe, and actually recommended a real restaurant there. I looked it up as it's a touristy spot. Name I forget, because I didn't think I was going to have to carry chatbots part of the conversation from memory. So I don't have that.
Well, presumably our listeners and viewers can ask chatbot themselves.
Sure, ChatSonic.
Or sorry, yeah, ChatSonic, the chatbot.
ChatSonic over ChatGPT, because ChatSonic didn't require my phone number to go. So.
Oh, I didn't know the other one was so forward.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for today. Let's see. Yeah, we are running short on time, less than 1 minute. So, Giles, thanks for coming. ChatSonic, screw you. You suck.
Good to see you. Take care, everybody.
Signing off. Bye-bye.